Say hi. He's got his cone. He's not really too happy about it, and you can see by his pupils he is high as balls. All right, what's going on, Halo fans? Hope you enjoyed that little announcement at the start of the video. But what we're gonna do right now is we're going to look at this Invincible deck from Atriox. Now, I always like to go over my decks first and show you guys what the general idea of this deck is. And it uses the properties of the ironclad units. Oops, sorry, I don't know what I just did. Oh, yeah, there we go. It uses the properties of the ironclad units, which have the ability Guard, and that covers allies nearby, receiving all damage they would normally take. So this thing tanks for the things around it. And also using the properties of Atriox's, I always pressed the wrong one, Atriox's Bulwark, which will briefly make target allies invulnerable and heal them over time. So if you combine these two cards, what you get is you get an invulnerable Ironclad Hunter. And what happens when you have an invulnerable Ironclad Hunter is that nothing around it can take any damage because all of the damage should be fed to the Hunter that your giant army was taking. However, if that Hunter, like this one, if I play this Hunter down, is invulnerable to damage, then none of your things will take damage, your Hunter won't take damage, and you will have an invincible army. Now, the Ironclad Hunter is only available for Atriox. If you want to figure out why, you can go to this page here in your deck building thing, and you can look down at the bottom and see leader restriction, and you can see that Atriox is the only person that carries the Ironclad Hunters. You could, in theory, do this with the card Ironclad Wraith. I'll show you why that you don't want to do it with the Ironclad Wraith. The Ironclad Wraith does have more health, it has a shield. All things point to this thing being better, and I actually built this deck with the Ironclad Wraith in mind. I was using the Ironclad Wraith, but something happened to me that made me change my mind and take this thing out of my deck entirely. Alright, so right here is my army. This is when I was using an Ironclad Wraith. You can see it is there at the bottom of the blob. My ally drops a Scarab, so I panic, drop Atriox's Bulwark. At this point, my Wraith is still inside the circle. It's somehow taking damage. I think that's because the engineers don't actually count as being in the circle. Notice here that he uses the card Ghost in the Machine to take control of all of my mechanized units, the Wraith being one of those. And since that's my Ironclad Wraith, I no longer have the widening effect that the shield gives, and because of that, I have to be much more careful with where I put the Atriox Bulwark. I can still, as you're seeing, cycle through, but this card, Ghost in the Machine, truly wrecks this strategy. If you're playing an Isabelle character, who is the only one who can get this ability card, you're going to want to be careful with this strategy. We got to get this energy if we want to stay relevant in this game. He's got a tank coming. If we want to stay at all relevant in this game, we need to get some of this energy. We need to kind of pull up here. There we go. I think we got at least some of it. Not all, but we got some of it, and that'll be okay. I really would like to be in a better position, but you know what? In 1v1s, the next energy is going to come up at 9-10. We'll have lots of time. Why is this Marauder not listening to me? Come on, go back. That is a tank. Why are you trying to fight a tank, bro? He may get an early lead, and he's getting a huge early lead because I haven't really touched him at all. So I need to kind of make a push here to get on the board. Otherwise, he's going to get too far ahead of me. Really unfortunate that we missed out on that energy, but that is one risk you run with playing Atriox. He is not fast at all. He is insanely slow, and oftentimes that will end up screwing you over in the long run. But we're gonna survive. We're gonna survive. We're gonna do what we can. So for pretty much the next 4 minutes after that last clip you saw, we both were kind of at a stalemate. He would send a couple units over, I would beat him, sometimes he'd get an advantage, and then for a long time he was saving up his units. I kind of believed that he was finding, you know, the resources to get a Scarab because he didn't have a lot of units on the field, and I kind of show you the invulnerability of this deck in this next clip. Alright, so what I'm going to do with this group here is I have my Ironclad Hunters. And I only run with one normally. I don't know how the mechanics work when you have multiple. Again, if I had private matches, I would test this further, but I don't have access to private matches, so I can't really test that too well. But we're going to keep all of these supplies, and I'm going to show you, even if he spawns a Scarab, which I'm thinking is coming, or sorry, a Condor, you can tank. Here it is! I knew it! Wait, send him to the middle, and there it is. Is my Ironclad still alive? My Ironclad died! Oh no! Well, even though my Ironclad died, I wasn't fast enough. I should have kept it up. You can cycle back to Atriox Bulwark fast enough to just place a new one. And even if you have like a Scarab attacking you, you can get it fast enough if you don't cycle through it. Alright, so it's after the Locust every single time, to just keep playing them. So these guys are completely invulnerable. And the reason you want to use Ironclad is because it gives you a greater spread. So, alright, so it's after the Locust every single time, to just keep playing them. So these guys are completely invulnerable. And the reason you want to use Ironclad is because it gives you a greater spread. So this Bulwark is not that big. If this Locust happened to be kind of outside of it, it would not, you know, be able to get the effect of the Atriox Bulwark. However, since the Ironclad is there, it wasn't in this situation because I was slow and derpy, and the Condor charged up something that killed me. But if the Ironclad was there, that's a much higher range of his effectiveness. And I guess I'm about to win. But that's essentially how you want to use this deck. You want to send in an army with an Ironclad Hunter. Make sure to always drop that Atriox Bulwark right on top of that Hunter, the Ironclad Hunter. And then after you do that, everything will be completely untouchable. You could see how awesome my army held up against that Condor. Totally and completely, you know, staying alive past the life of the Condor. The Condor did not live enough, and I think I only had to spend 2 or 3 Bulwarks, which is cheaper than the price of a Condor or the price of a Scarab. Very great deck. Very good when you're in 1v1s, when you take on big armies against big armies. Unfortunately, that guy was playing a little bit stupid for a level 10, but you know what? This is how you want to use the deck. You could probably fit it into some 2v2s, some 3v3s. I'll go back real quick to the deck so you can check it out one more time. I've been having a lot of fun with it because it's very cool to go into a big army with your big army and just 2 big armies clashing. Put down that Atriox Bulwark, as you see right here. Oh, sorry. As you see right here, put this thing down. You'll basically be invulnerable. Very hard to kill you. Very amazing deck. Please subscribe if you've never seen me before. I make awesome Halo tips content. When the game comes out, I'm going to be pushing out so much. And then on the top right of your screen right now, you should see a video that I've selected just for you. This is a video that you will enjoy, and you should click on it. Watch more of my content. Thank you all for watching. Stay notable, and I'll see you in the next video.